have you found that now that you're printing, full back stencils, are you still cutting them down and laying them in multiple pieces? Are you been
No,
successful?
it's just one sheet of paper.
Yeah.
You're just cutting off the excess paper around because it's 24 inches wide. So there's not a lot of people that are like 24 inches. And even the biggest person that's that big, it still fits perfectly on their back because if it's 24 inches, it's going to wrap a certain amount, right? So all it is on your iPad, you're going to make a custom sheet of paper that's 24 inches wide by whatever length their body is. John's, how old is John? 6'2". He's 6'2". So it's basically going to print to his inches or centimeters, or whatever people use, millimeters. It'll print to that length because you're designing it on the iPad to print that length. I think it's what will help tattooers to be a lot more creative. If you just want to just print art on it, it's great. You can make your own banner. Everything is literally going to be in-house.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fantastic. That's really incredible. Yeah, I think what I was asking, I recognize that it prints the entire piece as one stencil. I was just asking as far as applying it. You know how sometimes when you're trying to apply, like the old way that we do it, where we tape all of our, we print all these 8.5 by 11 sheets and we cut them and we tape them all together to try to make one big stencil. Sometimes it ends up being kind of difficult to manage a really oversized stencil. It's like dropping and hitting their lower back as you're trying to line it up on their upper back. Do you end up cutting the big stencil up at all, or do you place it all as one?
So my technique on doing a stencil like that is I start from the top, and once I have the shoulders and the mid back pressed on, I pull down to the middle of the back, and I hold my left or my right, the end of it, and so it never really touches.
Gotcha.
So if you just flip it and pull yourself back and push it to the body, it's not going to touch because you're going to use your left hand to kind of hold it once it's on there. The paper won't fall right away and touch the body. And when the paper is like flexible but still stiff, you don't really have to worry about that really happening,
I just think about how often, really just how I dread the first day of starting a new large piece, because I know, I say I start tattooing at noon each day and I try to wrap up by 6 or 6:30. And I'm just hoping that I can actually be tattooing by 1:30 or 1:45. You know what I mean? I'm like, I hope it doesn't take me 2 hours to get all these stencils made, cut them all up.
It prints in 3 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a complete game changer.
You're good to go. Literally, this is my station now. Yeah. I cut down so much prep time. I think all the prep time is really just figuring out the needles that you're going to use and the drawing. I think that's about it. The printer now. You're not. I don't even feel like you even have to come to work that early. I sweep, I mop, then I print the stencil out, and it's already hanging on the wall, waiting for the client to come. And since the mathematical equation of the measurement. It's gonna fit. The butt crack and your back is gonna just be perfect, and then everything else is just gonna fall into place. And all you're doing is just when you're putting the stencil on, you're gonna be cutting the sides of it, right, and cut into the drawing, and then you're just gonna be attaching like little lines here and there. And it's just I feel like that's literally my process. For me to do a stencil and drawing takes about 45 minutes.
It's incredible.
So that time that you would make a stencil goes into actually putting the stencil on and drawing on them and fixing what didn't connect. And you're like literally ready to go.